Hello, my name is Prime and welcome back to this episode of ETS2 Showcases, and today I'm going to be checking out the Volvo FH 2022 mod, a fantastic mod that is available on the Steam Workshop for Euro Truck Simulator 2. So I'll have a link for that down in the description below if you want to check it out. It is a stunning mod, so many customization options, very high quality indeed, and one that I'm very excited to check out. I'm going to say this right now, this may be one of the most detailed trucks I've ever covered here on ETS2, and in my opinion is a truck that everyone should check out considering it is free anyways. There are multiple different versions of the FH Volvo, the 2022 version. I'm going to be showing you the Globetrotter version today, as that's the version I'm using in today's video. So starting off with the cabin version of the Globetrotter, we have the side panel version, which kind of gives you this extra window in there, and then obviously the filled in version. On the chassis side, there are a number of chassis available for this Globetrotter, and just depending on which of the two cabin versions you select at the beginning, will just make you go back and forth between some of the options. One of the many great things about this mod is, as far as I know, it comes with its own sounds. From my little bit of testing when driving it around, everything from the indicators and overall truck sounds seem to be modded, not stock ETS2, which is something I do appreciate. So of course, here on the engine department, there are a number of options for you to choose from, ranging from 420 horsepower all the way up to 750. And depending on what engine you select, the transmission will change slightly as well. Most of them are the I-Shift from Volvo itself, just depending on the version and the load that you'll be carrying. Interior of the truck, we have three main packages: the dynamic, the robust, and then the progressive. And while we're here, may we just take some time to appreciate the absolute beauty of this model. Amazing, amazing work from the mod authors, work that they should be very much proud of. On the color department, plenty of colors available. There are also some custom skins as well, way down at the bottom. And something else cool about these custom skins is that this truck mod also includes some skins for trailers as well. I'll talk more about that in just a moment. In terms of exterior accessories, pretty much every customization option under the sun is available on this truck, and I am all for it. Let's just take the front grille as an example here. So many different options, and there are different, of course, levels of the trims as well. So you've got the stock plus paint, you've got paint and chrome, you've got different exclusive darker colors as well, not just a plastic, but more of like a black, almost piano black trim, and some different lines as well. For example, the FH16 line. Your bumpers, even your headlights, you've got a bunch of options for different headlight patterns and tinting. Spinning around to the back of the truck, of course, you have your different fenders that you could put on, your custom rear ends as well. I know Joe spent about 30 minutes customizing the truck I used in today's video, and I could have done so much more. And now for the interior options, you can of course change the steering wheel between the standard and premium, just changing the outer rim of the wheel itself. Moving over to the chair, you can choose from three different versions: the standard, the premium, and then the exclusive. And of course, depending on whatever mods or interior accessories you happen to have within ETS2, you should be able to find your more standard mounting options around the cab. So overall, a fantastic mod, great customization, great sounds, at least in my opinion, and more importantly, the modeling of this truck is just fantastic. And touching back on the trailer skins, this is actually a very interesting thing, because I didn't actually know, to be honest, about the trailer skins included within this truck mod. But when I went to customize the reefer trailer that we're using today to haul some goods, I noticed that there were some of the custom Volvo skins within it. There are a number of included paint jobs for at least the box trailers. I haven't been able to check some of the other trailer types, so just keep that in mind. So for today's delivery, we're here in Bari and we're heading over to Naples, Italy. A nice delivery because we've got a number of things to talk about, catch up here on ETS2 because, well, a lot of news have taken place. Let's go ahead and get this FH Volvo started up and get on the road. Sounds pretty good to me. Let's go ahead and get on the road and appreciate the interior of this Volvo. Just look at this dash. All digital, of course, because, well, we are in the newer series. Everything is just highly, highly rendered. I can't say enough praise about this mod. It is so incredibly good, and I haven't noticed any performance impact with it at all, even though I'm running, well, of course, very high settings, fortunately, here on ETS2, and a number of chrome items around here on the truck. So even with that said, it is very, very well performant as far as I can tell. And something I'd actually like to appreciate here, we'll just zoom in on it actually on the straight stretch here. When I put on the indicator, look on the left hand side of the display there, and I go right side, those little lighting details make the difference, people. And it's those little details I've just noticed in a little drive over here to pick up the delivery here in Italy. I've just noticed so many of these great details around the truck, and of course the sounds are fantastic as well. But it's great to be back here in ETS2, something I haven't unfortunately done for a little while here. Of course, there's been various things happening, and hopefully I'll be able to talk about them in a little bit, but we'll kind of move on though from that, because we're back here in ETS2. That's all that matters, and there's been a lot that have taken place since the last time I've done an ETS2 showcase. So besides the amazing truck mod today, we actually have a West Balkans DLC official gameplay trailer here from SES Software. I guess I'd call it trailer, basically official gameplay of the West Balkans DLC. Truly fantastic gameplay indeed. The DLC looks fantastic. If for those who have been at least following along in the blog post, seeing various screenshots, and even if you haven't been following the blog post itself, watching some of the Prime News videos I've been doing on the West Balkans, trying to keep up to date with those. Amazing screenshots. That we've already seen that the West Balkans DLC is another level of detail. Somehow, SES Software keeps kind of pulling the bar up and up with every DLC release. But when it comes to the West Balkans DLC gameplay trailer, it was able to go through a nice scenic route. I believe it was Albania, as far as I remember, unless my memory is letting me down today. But it is it was a fantastic delivery, and I kind of summarized it a bit in one of my latest Prime News. You can check that out if you so choose to. But it is fantastic to have the West Balkans DLC seemingly around the corner now for us ETS2 players. It's been a long time since we've had a recent DLC. I mean, for those who have been following around the game, who are, well, more either veteran players or just more avid players, I guess I could say, you will know about the Heart of Russia DLC situation, and what I'll kind of class it as a bit of a saga that went down there. And I should probably get over to the right-hand lane here, so I will do that. Oh, we're running the red light. Classic Prime moment. Not paying attention, running the red light. Oh, you gotta love it. Gotta love it. Wouldn't be a Prime Simulation episode without something being borderline in terms of realism. But hey, I try my best. But no, West Balkans DLC seemingly on its way. So happy about that. I think a lot of us are to finally have that. And I mean, it is a fairly large area on the ETS2 map that will be the West Balkans DLC. As far as I remember, 8 different regions of the West Balkans that will be included within the DLC. Very large area, and one that we are all, or at least myself, very much looking forward to, and I'm sure a lot of the community can kind of agree on that one. In terms of some of the other news, we've actually had kind of individual blog posts, of course, a number of them, but going off kind of most recent, we've had West Balkans tunnels, kind of just focusing on some of the tunnels, quite obviously, that will be included within the DLC. Kind of, in all honesty, one that is a blog post that had some people concerned, mainly because of performance. Tunnels often have a lot of lights, and for people with PCs that may not be able to have, the strongest performance numbers known to mankind, it is definitely one that can be a little bit, well, let's just say a little bit discouraging in some ways to have some of these highly detailed tunnels with lights and so on that can generally be a performance impact. However, I have my fingers crossed that SES Software are working their incredible magic that they seemingly do at times, not just trying to be what some people will call me a fanboy, which ultimately I'll say proudly I am. I'm a bit of a fanboy on them, but still, I have my fingers crossed that it won't be maybe as bad as it could maybe seem to be. Obviously, maybe that's just me being way too optimistic on it. It's hard to say. Once again, just trying to keep my hopes up because I don't want to kind of hold back, let's say, and be kind of skeptical of the tunnels until I actually get to experience them. But nonetheless, the tunnels looked really great, so take that as you will. But they looked really nice and went through some really nice regions of the West Balkans. Obviously, there were a lot of mountain ranges as far as I can tell from the West Balkans region. Full transparency, never really knew a ton about the West Balkans region prior to, well, starting to look into it more with the West Balkans DLC. It's kind of the nice thing, to be honest. As a North American, not, maybe not focusing in on some of the specific regions of Europe as much as arguably I should be, but it's really neat to be able to kind of learn about those and learn from you guys as well, all the amazing supporters around here on Prime Simulation, and of course the rest of the best community ever as well has been chipping in. I get to learn a lot about these various regions, both in North America for the sake of American Truck Simulator, and of course over here in Europe with ETS2. A lot of fans are just fantastic with that, and I do appreciate all the support and kind of teaching me along the way about some of these regions and what they have to offer. It's very nice, and it's a great experience for me to be able to learn, albeit virtually, through you guys about some of these regions and have your opinions on, for example, for some of the locals of these regions, be able to see what they are most looking forward to within the DLC, and will they recognize some of the stuff, which I know a lot of you have mentioned, if you at least have been to those regions or live within them, that you do actually recognize them quite well. So that's actually neat to see. We're going to get over here before that car zooms up behind us. We're going to see if we can get by this truck here with this some form of tanker trailer. By the looks of it, had some hazardous warning signs on it, so I'm going to assume it's something that we don't want to crash into. If not, we're going to have a bit of a fireball. Don't really want that to happen, if you ask me. So we're going to head and just get by him. Use this Volvo power, the FH, to get by it. The 2022 FH. What a lovely truck. Something we really need here in ETS2, my friends. Something that you can really see the age difference when when looking at the, when you're looking, let's just say this. You really see the evolution of the FH when you compare it to what's in ETS2 stock through SES software and the Volvo FH22 mod here. We need to actually go left here. Oh boy, navigational prime, here we go. Forget about some of these European interchanges, thinking that was going to swoop around, and it's actually just veering left. Rip. that was almost a went the wrong way moment. May have been able to swoop around, you never know, but hey, saved it last moment. Sketchy. Classic. Anyways, when it comes to the evolution of the truck models, you can really see it. What's in ETS2 right now and what the mod is. Very stark difference. Obviously, you see the general trends. The guy is moving a little quick. Gee. Respect the truckers there, car. I would appreciate it. You can really see the difference. Long story short, I could ramble on trying to say the same things 6 different times, which I've probably done already. Big difference, and it's something that we really need to see an update base in-game from SES software, I would say. And I know there's a lot of trucks that need updating, and of course we're getting a bunch of new trucks continually. SES software is doing a great job with working with various manufacturers and trying to get ahead on things, and that's all great as well. But there are some trucks in certain very popular models that just need some love, and this mod, in my opinion, more than compensates for that, because, well, it is pretty much, in every way, it is a from ground up build, I would basically call it, of the new Volvo. I don't know how it was modded. I'm not a modding expert. I would assume that they would have used the base of the Volvo FH. Maybe not. I don't really know. But the fact is, looks incredible. So realistic. Everything down to the digital display. Everything about this interior, exterior, performance-wise, there's no hiccups. Nothing crashes. I tried a couple different configurations going through all the menus. Nothing had issues. Fantastic. Just rock solid. Downloaded from the Steam Workshop. Once downloaded, activated it on the save, bought it in game, call it a day. That's it. It just worked. And that's the kind of things, especially in the modding side, that is really fantastic. For both ATS, ETS2, the modding community is fantastic. Generally speaking, mods just work. There's a very kind of passionate community behind just having quality, and it's kind of the nice thing about simulation communities. People want it to be realistic. Generally speaking, of course, there's a lot of fun in it as well, and a lot of these modders do amazing work because they really enjoy it. But still, there is kind of that underlying, we want it to be realistic feel, and that's something that is very great, I would say, about the simulation kind of gaming realm, especially with modding. there's just that kind of undertone of almost an expectation, but I don't want to say expectation at the same time, because there are some fantastic mods within the simulation realm that are by no means realistic, but just crazy fun to use. But this definitely falls within the realistic, and they have smashed it out of the park. I don't want to give any discredit to the other truck mods that I've done in the past here on ETS2. They are fantastic as well, don't get me wrong, but I will say I have to be honest and give full credit to the authors of this truck, or author at least. Pretty sure there were multiple. Don't quote me on that. I'm just trying to remember off the top of my head. I do look at a lot of mods. People get a lot of things recommended to me as well, so I got a lot of stuff floating around in the prime brain. But still, it is a fantastic mod. All credit to them. They did a fantastic job and should be very proud. And I am very, very happy to be driving it. Actually, I downloaded it I want to say maybe a few weeks ago. Actually, I saw it on the ETS2 workshop, but then a few things popped up and I wasn't able to record longer form content. And for those who've been around a little bit longer, or I guess more recently, and following the channel a bit closer, you'd notice that the longer form content hasn't been as frequent as, well, I would normally like it. That's just the way it is. That should be changing within a matter of weeks now, but still, it's the way it is. I'm not gonna base. There's a element of quality over quantity, right? And I'm not gonna try and force something and force myself to record in times where it's just not gonna turn out right, or try and scratch the bottom of the bucket for an idea and just to put something out there when I know you guys aren't really going to enjoy it, because I'm not going to enjoy it. And ultimately, that's what matters. I do this because I really enjoy it. And I know that you guys enjoy watching me sometimes struggle with navigation in particular, like experience today and some random blunders, but that's all the really fun stuff. And the things that I enjoy, I know the things that you guys enjoy as well, and trying to improve things as well. I'm not just here to kind of roll along and, you know, hope for the best. I want to try and create some quality content, whether that's visual, audio-wise, or just straight-up gameplay. I want to make it worthwhile for myself and you guys as well. So that's something I'm always going to try and improve on. So if that means that I have to take a little bit more time between the longer uploads, so be it. If it means that it's higher quality and the video is going to turn out the way I want it, and I know the way that you guys will want it, that's what I will do. Quality over quantity, sometimes the best policy. Looks like we're getting close to Naples here, as we just got off, I guess, one of the toll roads there. Land of the roundabouts here in Europe, which is just fantastic indeed. Make sure I get this correct. And I am definitely leaving a lot of space on the right-hand side when going around some of these corners. I am not used to European trucks right now. After driving some of the larger American truck simulator, well, American rigs, I guess I could just call it. After driving them for a little bit here, a little bit of a learning curve again here in Europe to get used to that. And it's kind of understated, to be honest, the difference between hopping back and forth between ETS2 and ATS. For those who own both games and enjoy trucking in both games, I think you can attest to that. But it is sometimes a challenge, especially with the steerable axles in these trailers, which this reefer happens to have today. It can sometimes be a bit more of a challenge than you would expect for those who don't do it. And one of my more popular shorts, which I'm happy to see that you guys are enjoying those, is actually a steerable axle trailer problems or something like that. Not expecting that moment to really, be a monumental one, and it's one of the most popular shorts on the channel. So that's pretty cool. Listen to this reverse beeper. Pretty neat and unique, not kind of your bog standard reverser. I do appreciate that. Let's go ahead and reverse into the spot here. Let's see if I can do a first tee. Let's first tee this thing. First time. Oh, no. Steerable axle problems. Okay, here we go. This is part 2. Not getting stuck on a fence, but just it swings in so early. I mean, they're going to accept it. I wouldn't, because trying to load anything into this bay, the receiver is going to have a hoot ripping into me about how I reverse that. So I'm going to try and straighten this up before I go talk to the guy, because I've known some receivers in my day, and they're not always so forgiving, let's just say, with the drivers and how they reverse into some of the docks. In times it can be quite comical, actually. And I may have just butchered it the other direction. But, I mean, if I finish straight, let's just call it, if I keep the truck straight at the end of the day, I mean, now it's not even going to accept that. Okay, third time's the charm, slightly over this way. Remember, Prime, you're in a European truck. You have a very tight turning radius. With a steerable axle trailer. Okay, here we go. There you go. Third time's the turn. Third time's the charm. 3T this thing. Yeah, let's do it. Perfect. Well, let's go ahead and shut off the truck here. Beautiful stuff. Go ahead to the outside. And thank you guys so much for watching. What a wonderful truck. The Volvo FH 2022. Fantastic mod indeed. Looks stunning. I mean, I have to say, a little pat on the back for this configuration. Very clean, if you ask me. Highly recommend the mod. Again, I'll have the link for that down in the description below. It is a Steam Workshop mod, so of course it's all safe, and you don't have to worry about any sketchy websites. It is all good to go. Very easy to install as well. Comment down below what else you want to see from me here on the channel, whether it's ETS2, ATS, or anything else simulation. I'd love to know what you think. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.